1 year ago, I flew 8,670 miles from Nigeria to Australia, and it has been one of the best decisions of my life. I've eaten food I can't even pronounce, met people from countries I've never heard of, and seen things I only used to see on TV. But honestly, none of that is even the best part. The best part is something a lot more personal, and it cuts much deeper. And to explain it, oh, and to explain it, I'm gonna do this while parking because I found a new place, so I'm moving out next week. Let's go. So one of the first things that happened to me since coming to Australia is I finally understood why my dad seemed to act a bit stingy when you're asking him for money. You know when you ask your dad for money and he will give you that Nigerian side eye. You know how you know that one eye thing? So he will give you that kind of eye. And you're like, Dad, isn't it just 10,000 naira? Why are you acting like this? Then either he will refuse to give it to you, or maybe after purchasing a lot, then he gives it to you, or he'll tell you that you have to work for it. So you'll be like, okay, go and do this. I'll do it, then I'll give you the money. But then you're like, can't you just give me the money? It's not a big deal. But now, ever since coming here, I'm working and having to pay my bills and pay my rent, do everything myself now. So I know how I've worked hard. I can envision the pain I went through to get that amount. And now that amount has finally arrived. Now I see how it will feel for someone to come and tell me just give me this amount. When he was talking, I never really understood him. I never really understood why he was acting like that. I'm like, it's just this amount of money. I know you're making a lot more than that. But now that I'm earning my own money, I won't be surprised if I do the exact same thing to my own kids when they're asking me for money. I know how much I work for that thing. I just think you can just zoom everything out of my hand. No way, no way. One example of my dad was, I think this was, I don't know how many years ago, probably up to, I don't know, I don't think it's up to 10 years ago. One time I asked my dad for I think it was 20,000 naira or something like that. So I asked him for that amount of money because I wanted to buy pizza. Yeah, I wanted to buy pizza. So I asked him for money. And I'm like, okay, Dad, I want to buy pizza, give me this amount of money. No, I think it was even more than that. Then he told me that there was some construction work going on in our house. And so he told me if I want that amount of money, then I should push wheelbarrows from one end to another, like fill it up with sand and move it. And so I was like, oh, why can't you just give it to me then? Well, I wanted the money after all, so I just asked him for it. And I pushed all the wheelbarrows, almost like worked my butt out. And then he finally gave it to me. And I was like, yeah, I've got my money, Sha, so no while. So yeah, I gave it. So ever since coming here, now that I'm paying my own bills, handling myself, I understand why he was acting like that. Honestly speaking, I totally get it. Another thing that happened to me since coming here is I began to start living my own life. In the sense of this, one of the dreams of everybody when they become a teenager is you want to leave home, but you want to be free. You don't want your parents always being looking at you like an ego and monitoring your every move. So you want to do your own thing and live your own life. But they're living your own life I'm talking about is not in the sense of freedom per se. Was that when you leave home and now you're on your own in a new country, new everything, new experience, and you're enjoying that, after some time, the enjoyment begins to wear off, and you realize that there's literally no one to tell you what to do. So there's no one to navigate your life for you. It's now your decision. It's now your choice. So how your life unfolds depends on you now. There's nobody there to help you. If you get into trouble, it's your own problem now. Because your mommy and daddy are not here. You're not going to call mommy and daddy on for mommy. Police is chasing me. Come and help me. They're not going to do that. So I got to that realization that now it's my own life that I'm living. And so everything going on from now is now from me. It's my decision. It's my choice how I want my life to go on from now. It's my choice how I want things to happen for me. And then the interesting thing is when you begin to make decisions for yourself, you tend to stick longer with them because you feel like it's coming from you. And so there's some kind of like a greater stake in that decision compared to when someone just told you to do something. I don't know if you have realized it before, but it's something that I realized. Yeah, it's something that came to that I got to understand. So now I started realizing that I was living my own life and making my own decisions because I don't have anybody to make it for me. Oh, I see how these trousers are. Right now, I've finished packing this box. I have to iron this shirt because I'm kind of the very organized kind of person. So I like folding my clothes and ironing them. So now I washed these shirts recently, so I have to fold and do all of them. Man, someone should have told me that packing is so stressful. The third thing that happened to me since coming coming here is that I realized I began to mature a lot faster than I did before. You come home, there's no one around. There's no one to for you to shout at home. Nothing, nothing. It's just you. So you get to ponder a lot, and in all the pondering, I keep on saying pondering. Maybe not everybody is the same, but for me, I ponder a lot. I think a lot. So in that whole thinking and stuff, you then realize that we often keep on saying, when I grew up, I'll be this. When I grow up, I'll be that. But when I grow up, I'll become success in my life and I'll do this and do that. But you now realize that, wait, oh, you're already in your 20s. What growing are you doing again? So there's no more growing that is happening. It's now like you have grown up. So either you keep on growing, or things are not going to work out for your life, just going to be very slow. So you come to that realization, and you see you now have to own it and start living your life properly, because there's no more time to say you're going to go more than this. Before you know it, very soon your parents start expecting grandkids from you, and you fall in love and get a wife and all of that. So uh yeah, I came to that realization that I've grown. There's no more growing. There's no more growing I'm supposed to do. After all, if I was born in those days, by my age, I think I would have already have like 3 kids already. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing. And then you now notice that you start handling all your responsibilities by yourself. You start cooking your own food. You start like me that before coming here, I barely stayed in the kitchen. I only go to enter the kitchen once in a while. But now I'm cooking my own food, and apparently I cook very nice food that people come to my house to eat. Yeah, I'm not bragging. I'm just mentioning a fact. No pressure. Yeah. So I'm cooking very nice food. I'm paying my own bills, dealing with situations myself, doing things I never thought in any way I'll be able to do. Like when I was younger, my parents used to take me to the market and things like that. I always wonder, how am I going to be able to survive when I don't have anyone around? But now I'm able to do all of that by myself. So yeah, like leaving home, it makes you mature a lot faster than you would have ever done if you were always on your parents' roof. Yeah, perfect. Like me.
No one should get angry by that statement.
Why the only one that feels like this is a uniform? It reminds me of some of the school uniforms back home. Oh, back home. Back home, I miss home. I just finished doing all this. And I still have two. Two more shirts. No, three more shirts. I'm tired. I want to take a break. I'm so tired. Another thing that happened to me after leaving home is I began to appreciate my family more than I ever did. I know back home, sometimes you get so annoyed, yeah, and it's easy for you to say, I look forward to leaving this. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of everything. Yeah, like this person make me angry. This person make me angry. This one is being too difficult to tolerate, and this that your sister is making you angry, all of that. But now I come home and sometimes I wish that there's somebody to make me shout. But there's my little sister, she does make me angry again. So I began to appreciate my family more than I've ever appreciated my family before, because I didn't have them with me here. So I began to long and miss them. So it reminds me of that statement that says you never really realize the value of what you have until you lose it. So I didn't fully understand the value of my family, the value of having a family that loves you, that cares for you deeply and genuinely, until you are not in that same environment again. So not just loving them and missing them for like who they are, but also I began to appreciate them for the values that they instilled in me. At the time of training, I was, everybody doesn't like getting like shouted or getting scolded or getting beaten up. But now that I'm enjoying the fruits of all the training and all the hard work, now I'm happy, and I'm like, thank God that I got trained like this. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. Something absurd about coming out to a foreign country, that people for some reason think you can't speak English. Because at the first month of being here, many people look at me and they're like, your English is very good. I'm like, which other language you think we speak? Like, is the most spoken language in Nigeria? Isn't it English? I don't know. People are really ignorant, I think. But anyway, it's not, some of them are not doing it on purpose. Some of them they didn't know. So I've not even gone half of what I'm supposed to pack. I just finished packing this suitcase. I also have a few clothes on the bed to finish packing up before I start packing things that are not clothes. So I have to stop. I have to just finish the video because I can't be doing this. I thought it was going to be easy, but it's a lot more difficult to be shooting a video and be folding and be doing my packing. I did it for some time, but now I'm tired. I just want to finish the video. So the final thing that I want to say is, I mentioned about coming home on your own. Like, one of the things that started happening to me is, it kind of became unbearable. Coming home, there's no one around. It's just you. There's no noise. Everywhere just quiet, and it's just there. So in those moments, you begin to in those quiet times, aka lonely times, I just got to sit down there a lot and be on my own. And because I didn't have anyone to talk to, like the time zone difference is insane. It's like 10, 9, 10, depending on the season, it can be like 9 hours difference, 10 hours difference. So in those moments, I got to sit down a lot alone, and because I couldn't access my family, and most time because they were sleeping, I then had to go to the person that I knew was always going to be there, and that is God. I'm not trying to sound like this overly Christian person or anything like that, but for my upbringing, I got to learn that God is someone that is always there for you. And so, in those moments where I felt lonely, I felt on my own, I felt bored, I got to come closer to Him and know Him more as not just the person that answers prayers, but the person who is always there. And also in that process of clinging more to Him and leaning more on Him and growing a relationship with Him, I also got to understand more of my purpose and the reason why I'm here on earth. Because now there's so much quietness, there's so much silence, and in that silence, you get to like now start asking yourself, what is your point in life, and what do I do now that I'm because you can't be having like maybe some people come, but I can't be going for parties every day. Like I get tired. I'm like, what's the point? So in the midst of all that silence, I got to get closer to God, understand myself better, and see what next steps. So now I'm now living for with meaning. I'm not just following the wind. Of course, you can still know all of this if you are living with your parents. But when you're on your own and in all this silence, I feel like it speeds it up, at least in my experience. It sped how long it has taken for me to come to this realization because I had a lot of quiet time. I was now on my own. So I had to start connecting the dots better and start building the life I want for myself. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope my keen sense of humor was working in this video. Yeah, if you did like it, leave a like, subscribe, and share with somebody else so you can also learn from this video. I have to finish the video as I said earlier and finish this packing because I have to go to church this evening. Yeah, well, when I get to the new side, I'm going to show you guys around so you can see. I've gotten tired of here because there's many issues with this side. So anyway, it was my first place, so it was a good starting point. Now I'm moving to another side. So yeah. One more realization that I had in line with coming to a new country is how easy it is to stay broke. And that is a whole topic on its own. So I already made a video which should be over here that you guys can just hop onto. So that is it, and see you guys next week. Peace out. Peace out. Can you guys see my haircut? I cut my hair like yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, I know I'm looking good. See ya.